Sorry, I already made this point over and over again, but I'm gonna just make it again. You got Joseph Gripshover. He's an OG, right? One of the original 7 children, original 7 Gripshover children. You had 1 daughter, 6 boys, and he's gonna be one of them that's gonna have he's gonna carry the Gripshover name on. But his 2 boys never had any kids. So how's the Gripshover name going to, how's the Gripshover name going to be carried on by Joseph Gripshover's family when the boys did not have any children? One of them got married, one of them didn't. They both died, fucking millionaires in Florida. So why, how this family actually does carry on. They carry on the Gripshovers, and how they do it is by the daughter. Okay, the daughter is going to marry Aloysius Joseph Gripshover, and Aloysius Joseph is Ferdinand Gripshover and Elizabeth Hellman's son. Okay, so Camillus, this is Camillus Gripshover's oldest brother, and his oldest brother is going to marry Joseph's one of Joseph's daughter, and in his, Anna Gertrude. Anna Gertrude is the daughter that Aloysius Joseph is going to marry. Maybe Joseph the Second. I don't want to say Joseph the Second just yet, but it seems like, see, let's take a siblings. Look at it. Yeah, because there's a Joseph Bernard. So we can't, Joseph Bernard would be the Joseph the Second, right? But since his lineage doesn't carry on, then it doesn't matter. If he's the first, second, it doesn't matter. It only matters in terms of, your bloodlines and your relationships. So actually, it won't be Joseph Gripshover. It'd be, I think, Aloysius. I think it'd be fair to actually call him Joseph the Second, okay? You could say Gertrude the Second, Joseph the Second. So it's almost, basically, they're doing, Anna Gripshover is just doing what, she's doing the same thing her parents are doing. So you have another Gripshover, you have another Gertrude, right? So Gertrude and Joseph the Second. Okay, so what do Anna Gertrude and Joseph, what do they engage in? Well, they engage in sex, right? And they have lots of kids. Anna Gertrude, we have right over here. So Aloysius, right, is married to Anna Gertrude. And then they have Aloysius II, Carl, James, Mary Louise, Patrice, Patricia, Carolyn, Arnett, Ronald J. Gripshover, James F. Gripshover, and James Ferdinand. So Aloysius Joseph and Anna Gertrude is going to have a whole slew of Gripshovers, right? You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 boys, okay? Because there's the double there, James F. and James Ferdinand. But Ferdinand's still carrying on, right? So Ferdinand is would be James Ferdinand was named after his grandfather, right? So that's they're gonna have, that's 5 more Gripshovers that are being popped out. So if Anna Gertrude never married Aloysius Joseph, then Joseph the First, his bloodlines would have died out. So Anna Gertrude actually saves Joseph's Gripshover bloodlines by marrying her first cousin. So anyways, that's Aloysius Joseph Gripshover. We'll see he's my grand uncle. That's who Aloysius Joseph Gripshover is. And who is Anna Gertrude Gripshover? She's the wife of the grand uncle. Okay. So I have no, grand uncle. Well, I guess they're looking at it from her, but from her perspective. But this is also from, she would be my something too, my grand something. But I don't know that I'm not directly related to them because I don't get the bloodline from them. I don't get the blood. I have Gripshover blood, but I don't have Anna Gertrude Gripshover blood. So the last thing I want to do is I want to check out the Damascus. Okay, so the Damascus reunion they have every year. I don't know the Damascus. I don't really know much of my family at all. I'm trying to make this a little bit bigger, but I don't know. A part of it is other people that want to sort of create a better world too. So when I find other people that want to say, hey, we're all family, god damn it, we're gonna fucking stick it out, we're not gonna make sure none of us fucking slip off or fucking die out in this fucking wilderness, when we start to have that type of solidarity, then I think I'll be I won't be so anxious, right? I'll finally be fucking at peace and say, shit, I got fucking friends and family out in this world. I don't have to, be fucking doing this balancing act on the edge. So I want to check out the Damascus. Damascus were the ones that actually I started to get excited about when I first did this several years ago. The Damascus were the Bohemians, okay? So when Johann and Anna Catherine Gripshover came over to America on the U.S. Census, they said, what country were you from? They said, we're from the country of Prussia, because Germany never existed until 1871. you had the Holy Roman Empire, right? And then that's it. And that's all. That's what the German-speaking lands were. There was a German Confederation, and they weren't a country until Otto von Bismarck and until 1871. And so that's actually 100 something years or 80 something years after Kentucky. So Kentucky, technically, Kentucky is a older civilization than Germany. Okay, so I know they act like they've been there the whole time, but no, not really. And actually, Americans did it better than what they had been doing the whole time. So, you know, the modernity, I really think Marie Antoinette getting her head chopped off, that's when it went from the olden dark ages to the modern age. And then what's the big event that changed it from the modern age to the postmodern age? That was just the internet, right? The internet totally changed it. So, yeah, there's going to check out the Damasco. So you have Maximilian Damasco and Marie Waginger. So we see that that's the parents of Damasco. We don't have any mother or father for Maximilian. Maximilian was born in Vyšehrad, Czech Republic. So Vyssibrod. And then I think it's Hohenfurth. Hohenfurth. Hohenfurth is what it's called in German. So when they said, where were you born? He said Hohenfurth. He didn't speak Czech. He didn't speak Bohemian, or at least he didn't write it down on the thing. He wrote it in German, and he wrote down Hohenfurth. So that's where he had said that he was born. But today, Hohenfurth is known as whatever this Vyssibrod, B-R-O-D. I'm anglicizing it, right? Vyssibrod. That's where he's from. But we don't know where his parents from. We don't know anything really about Maximilian. We don't know where the name comes from, Damasco. We don't know why he calls himself. They were living in Vienna, Austria. That's where they got married, was in Vienna, Austria. So he's born in the Kingdom of Bohemia and the Sudetenlands in the Czech Republic. That's where Maximilian Damasco was born. I don't know where Marie Waginger, if she would have been born in the same spot or not. And I'm not sure about her, her parents or whatever. So there is a connection that seems pretty close. He's German, John Waginger, Bavaria, Anna Marie Haller. The ages are right. It's saying that she's from Bavaria too, so she's more of a Bavarian. He's I wish I had a picture because actually they're the most adorable couple ever. Maximilian Damasco was only 4 feet 6 inches tall, so he was real short. Might have been dwarf. Might have had some dwarfism or muscular, some sort of defect in him. She was about the same height as him. But I've heard that like all their kids are actually pretty tall, so that's it might just skip a generation or something because. And then the pictures of them dressed up in a tux, man, he looks sharp. He looks smooth. And then the picture of them being real old, he just seems like he's a fun loving type of person. And she's still kind of, she's still so defiant or so kind of stuck up or sort of, I don't know what her face actually says. The mother, not Mary Ann Damasco, but her mother, Marie Waginger. I like her face when they're married picture. It looks like her face is saying, I'm getting married and I don't give a fuck who the fuck is going to stop me. I'm going to get married. I'm going to go to America. Who the fuck going to stop me? Ain't nobody going to stop me. I'm going to do as I please. I'm Marie Waginger. I'm going to do as I please. And so that's Marie Waginger's face. But then even as they're older, he's still smiling and she's still kind of... So I don't know if she's just doing that to, control or handle her man. Or maybe she is actually being defiant, fighting against her sort of oppressive parents or... and I also don't know why they came over either. They did chain migration. There were some people here. I think there were some Gripshovers over here too. They were talking to people when they first got here. So it wasn't they just said, let's just fucking get up and go. They actually knew people that they were coming towards. So the Damascos, they wound up having a whole bunch of them, right? So Max and Marie Damasco, they brought over several children. Mary Ann Damasco, they came over in 1906. So Mary Ann Damasco would have been about 10 years old when she got here. But we have lots of Damascos. We see Mary Damasco, that's our Mary. Frank Damasco, Anna Damasco, Joe Damasco, Fred Fritz Damasco is going to marry a Schultz. And then Matilda. So you got a Matilda Damasco, right? Well, that'd be interesting. Matilda. Who's Matilda? I think that's one of my sister's favorite movies as a kid, at least, was Matilda. And it's a good movie. It's not just her. It's a good-ass movie. So Matilda, that's, I guess that's Bohemian or German. And then John Damasco. And then, let's see, Margaret. Okay, so those are possibly the children, right? And then possibly Fred Fritz and Elsa Schultz has Frederi and Richard and Robert Louis and Joseph, and so we got lots of male Damascos, right? Well, Joe's going to die, so Joe isn't going to really do much, but you got a lot of male Damascos that's going to be spreading the Damasco lineage and this Damasco blood, and including Mary Ann Damasco. So Mary Ann Damasco is going to marry George Anthony Gripshover, and then they're going to have a whole buttload of Gripshovers. So that's sort of this is the Damasco Gripshover connection. She's born in maybe Austria or Germany. They came, let's see, the Damascos came out of Vienna. So I would say that she was probably born in Vienna, Austria. I would say Mary Ann Damasco is probably Austrian, right? So we got Bohemian blood, we got German blood, and we got Austrian blood. And actually, Austria traditionally has been known as German-speaking lands, right? So that was sort of one of the bigger German-speaking countries was Austria. So Austria, it's known as its own country now today. But when Germany started to form, you had 39 German-speaking countries that they brought together, and Austria was one of those countries that they wanted to bring together, but was never able to do it. I think Hitler actually said something about Austria being its sister that was never connected. Hitler was Austrian himself, right? So that's, whatever. Fuck Hitler. He was an asshole too, right? So Mary Ann Damasco. This is a picture of them. These are good pictures of them. It shows them young, and exciting. And I like his personality. I mean, I like his personality. It seems like he's smart, ambitious, and he's smiling in his picture, so he seems like he's got character and he's not a total asshole. And also, I don't know about the land reform. Let's see. So did he get land? He would have been Barney's son. So he would have been Barney's, I don't know if his own, he's not his only son, but is he like one of his oldest sons, or did he get even land? So this, these are questions that, the passing of the land, I think the passing of the land is one of the main reasons of people's success. So you have Grandma and Grandpa Gripshover, Mary Ann Damasco, George Anthony Gripshover. So right, that's them smiling when they're older, right? Still smiling, all cute, and then he's just like, "Hey, yo, what's up?" Still cocky, but got a little beer belly going on. It just looks like a nice guy. It looks like good people. It looks like people that I could hang out with, like the Damascos. The Damascos seem like they're friendly people. Some of these curmudgeon, some of these older Gripshovers. I saw this one picture. It's like, they've been married 50 years and they were just look like angry. They just look angry and pissed off. And it's like, damn. I think it might have been, I don't want to guess on it, but it's kind of like 50 years, is it based on being miserable? You all just give up and didn't give a damn, or you all happily married for 50 years? This is right, this is when they were younger, right? So this is the Damasco Gripshover connection. It's their wedding picture. George Gripshover and Mary Ann. And Mary Ann Damasco, something I know about her, she was working for the DeVoos. She was swiping jackets and she was taking donuts and with icing. That was something that was special back in 1906, 1910s. So they were poor. They just came over here. They're immigrants, and even her own mother didn't have a job, but she got a job. Mary Ann did. Mary Ann Damasco got a job, and she was over there. While she was at the DeVoos, she was also getting jackets and coats, extra jackets and coats. She was stealing them, right, for her siblings. Now that doesn't, I don't think that, I don't look at Mary Ann Damasco as being like a thief or anything like that. I just think she's a poor person doing what she needs to do in order to survive and to help her siblings survive. So I think she would bring jackets home. She's bringing, donuts with fillings with these icing on it. So she's showing them a piece of the good life, right? And hell, she might have been allowed to take all that. She might have been allowed to take the jackets and the fucking donuts with the icing back home. So no, I don't think she's like a criminal thief, but I like those stories specifically because it shows the struggle. She struggled. She came to America, wasn't accepted, sort of like, the Gripshovers when they first got here, and had to work for some rich people. And while she was working for rich people, she was doing shit that, isn't on the up and up, right? Private property. She wasn't respecting private property, but she was doing things that she needed to do in order to protect and help her family out. So that shows where her heart is, where she's coming from, is, protecting and loving her family. So that's Mary Ann Damasco. Let's see, spouse and children. did not actually go through this. So there's the kids here. Teresa is going to be the oldest. You're going to have Anna Marie, Margaret, George, Mary Elizabeth, Betty Gripshover, Mary Martha Gripshover, Bernard, Mary Agnes. So yeah. there's there's some of them. I don't know if that's all of them, but there's 8 of them or so, and 2 boys. So who's going to carry the Gripshover name for